Good afternoon. I'm Pam Morris, President and CEO of CareSource. My experience as an entrepreneur has taught me several lessons. I learned that transformation can be a daunting task, a seemingly overwhelming challenge, and definitely not for the faint of heart. Yet for some, including myself, it can be an internal drive that recharges us daily. Transformation definitely doesn't come easily, but when it happens, it has the power to change a company, an industry, or even society. In 1989, when CareSource was founded, we set out to transform how healthcare is delivered to the underserved. After working in the County Job and Family Service Office in Marion, Ohio, and seeing the uncoordinated care Medicaid members received, I knew there must be a better way. That was the genesis of CareSource. Along the way, there have been challenges that we didn't expect, and we had to adapt to outside factors that we couldn't have anticipated. In our 24-year history, we've had to refine our vision, stretch our goals, and remember to never lose sight of the reason CareSource was founded. Our success came as an unwavering dedication to our consumers and a desire to drive innovation in our industry. The people in this room also have the resources and passion to transform our region, but we must be prepared to adapt to outside factors and use our history of innovation to propel us forward. This afternoon, it's my pleasure to introduce a prominent leader in our community and a man with an extraordinary passion for innovation. David Hopkins was appointed the 6th president of Wright State University in 2007. Since his inauguration, Dave's administration has been cultivating innovation throughout the university, and this focus is reflected through the development of several centers of excellence. 6 of those multidisciplinary units have been designated Ohio Centers of Excellence by the state. These units reflect a commitment to technology-based economic development by attracting and retaining national researchers, educators, artists, students, and investments that produce a quality of life that will lead to future growth and has the power to transform our region. These centers incorporate current and future collaborations with business, industry, and government, and have renewed the university's focus on commercialization. He is a change agent in this community, is always looking ahead, and a tireless proponent of innovation in our region. Please welcome Dr. David Hopkins.
In a Wired article last week, Larry Page, co-founder and CEO of Google, discussed a great pitfall in R&D. Without commercialization, there is no innovation. This region can lead every metric in research funding and scientific discovery, but if we fail to find markets for the resulting technology, if we don't actually develop the research, are we still a community of innovation? It's a tough question that deserves a thoughtful answer. Had the Wright brothers merely researched the principles of flight, would I have the privilege of working at a university proudly bearing their surname? In today's knowledge economy, we cannot afford to rest on our laurels, and we cannot be content to research solutions that other regions commercialize. It's imperative that this region leverage our rich culture of R&D to build tomorrow's business opportunities. Ohio's higher education institutions conduct over $2 billion of research annually, ranking 6th in the nation. This research has led to scholarship and discoveries that have enabled us to live longer, healthier, and have a better quality of life. We have, as a state, however, not been as successful in commercializing technologies coming out of this research. Our track record in generating revenues through licensing of technologies, creation of spin-off companies, and associated job creation needs to improve to help revitalize Ohio's economy. At Wright State University, we're exploring multiple pathways towards enabling a greater success in industry collaboration and commercialization. We've implemented an embedded faculty member model with Mound Laser and Photonics, where Wright State and the high technology firm jointly hire a professor. The professor and researchers at the company jointly generate intellectual property that can be commercialized to benefit both partners. Both the university and the company have their skin in the game. The terms of intellectual property sharing are worked out well in advance. The company helps the faculty member and the students truly understand market needs. The industry also helps accelerate the movement of technology along the pipeline of commercialization. The faculty member provides cutting-edge expertise that would not have been readily available otherwise. It is a win-win for both partners, for the region and for the state of Ohio. We're exploring another model where a Wright State alumnus who has significant expertise in building and growing companies is partnering with our faculty and students to help take innovative ideas to the market. Our approach is to use the expertise of a Wright State grad with the relevant experience at company creation to invest their funds and work with faculty and students to transition promising ideas to the market. Our model is built around leveraging one another's strengths. Not all of the efforts will lead to spin-off companies, but when we have a success, all the stakeholders benefit through an equity position in the company and through licensing fees generated. The University of Dayton Research Institute also knows the challenge of transitioning research into a viable commercial enterprise. This summer, the Research Institute will celebrate 57 years of significant contributions to the advances in research and development of new technologies. They have improved the quality of life around the globe. In that time, UDRI has grown from an active participant to a critical partner in Dayton's economic development, helping to define and drive the region's economic future. UDRI is currently under contract for more than $500 million in research and are an integral part of our regional research culture, and one that we can all be proud to have in our community. And as proud as I am of our Wright State and University of Dayton initiatives, they are merely one dimension of the regional effort needed to move Dayton from a research-driven community to innovators once again. Joining us as partners in that effort is the DDC. Beginning in 1997 with our Miami Valley Venture Funds, and since the advent of the ESP Investment Fund in late 2007, the coalition has been leading entrepreneurial development efforts focusing on technology-based startups. As you may know, 2012 was a challenging year for our entrepreneurial development team. Despite their ups and downs, the results stand on their own. To date, companies in the coalition's portfolio have generated more than $200 million in follow-on investment. This investment, called A-Metrics, includes new money invested in those companies through loans, grants, federal R&D investment, product sales, and license income. As you can see, since program inception, the sources of our A-Metrics have changed from a heavy reliance on federal R&D to more traditional product sales, with the third quarter being the highest total in overall A-Metrics, as well as the largest portion of product sales in the program's history. This follow-on investment represents a ratio of $13 in market validation for every pre-seed dollar invested, far above the state's required $3 return for every dollar invested. In addition, the fund has returned, almost 35% of the capital contributed by its investors right back to those investors after only 4 years of a 10-year fund. When benchmarked against funds of a similar age, we ranked in the top quartile of all funds nationwide. Beyond the financial results, these companies have caught the attention of captains of industry like Boeing and Airbus and have been a catalyst for job creation throughout our region. To date, the Entrepreneurial Signature Program has been directly responsible for the creation and retention of 450 jobs, not to mention the thousands of indirect jobs that have been and will be created by the investment made. The coalition respects the state's decision to invest in more traditional models, but we have not allowed that decision to sideline such a productive program. In that spirit, the team is raising alternative funds to ensure the Dayton region's entrepreneurs and innovators continue to thrive and excel. The result of this effort has been a renewed sense of energy in the community And the team is now generating a new fund to continue critical pre-seed investments without state funding. To transform itself, this new fund is different than before, seeking as many participants in the fund as possible. And we are still adding investors. In 2013, you will see a broad angel network, continued AIM metrics and job creation, even closer alignment between entrepreneurial organizations, and an energized focus on commercializing the many R&D opportunities exist within the region. Thomas Edison said this: "The reason a lot of people do not recognize opportunity is because it usually goes around wearing overalls looking like hard work." Innovation is hard work. Commercialization is hard work. And as we've been doing, it's time again. It's time to roll up our sleeves and start working on tomorrow's opportunities.